Hi FlossTube, welcome back to my channel, Threads and Tales with Sarah. It's been a little while since I've made a video. We've been so busy. I've heard a lot of commentary on how many kids I have and how crazy that is, like how crazy life must be along with stitching. Yeah, it kind of is. Unpaid Uber, pretty much, and toddler entertainer extraordinaire all the time. So we've just been getting back into the swing of things, back to school. The kids have been jumping into activities. I've got 4 school-aged kids at 4 different schools, plus the toddler. So we have been just, you know, it's normal for us. It sounds maybe chaotic to other people, but we've just been juggling, and FlossTube has had to go on the back burner for a little bit because of that. So I'm excited to show you what I've been up to. This should be a fairly quick video, depends on how much I ramble. I have been stitching a ton, but I have a little to show. So let's get into it. First, I wanted to, let's see. First, I just wanted to say thank you so much to Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching for the lovely shout out and introduction to my channel. If you have followed me here through them, welcome. That was a very kind and appreciated gesture. It was very special to wake up and have a lot of my Stitcher friends reach out and say, oh my gosh, you got a shout out. So I am new to their channel, and I have watched the last 2 videos and love what I've seen so far. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. And also congratulations on your upcoming 400th video. That's incredibly exciting as someone who's making number 7. So I can't even imagine how daunting and exciting and full of anticipation that achievement is. So congrats on that. I also wanted to say thank you to Tamra from I'd Rather Be Stitching for the shout out. I also enjoyed your FlossTube video and I'm very excited to see more. I was gonna show you guys a couple of things I've been working on, but I only pulled one project to show. I am babysitting someone's project right now and I'm not sure if I can show it or not. It's a full coverage, so cute. Mini, I guess it's a mini. I've never really done a full coverage before. It's got like 85,000-ish stitches. And she was sick of looking at it, so she sent it to me, and I have really been colossally enjoying myself. I've done a lot of stitching on that, but I can't really share it. So in addition to that, I've been listening to Spark of the Everflame. I just finished the first book and I just started the second book, which I think is called Glow of the Everflame, pretty sure, by Penn Cole. The narrator does a great job. It's a YA book, maybe venturing into new adult. It seems like there may be some spicy influences, but they haven't occurred yet. So I'm enjoying it. It's magic and fun, and I'm intrigued to know what's going on. And it looks like we're just starting to get into that part of the story with the second book. So enjoying reading that. If you have any other reading recommendations, please send them my way. I've been in a little bit of a book slump, and I tend to reread or read a big series each year. This year, I reread the Harry Potter series ahead of us going to Universal Studios. Let's see, last year I read all of the ACOTAR books, or reread them all, as well as the Crescent City books. No, not ACOTAR, Throne of Glass. I reread that series. The year before that, I read all of the Outlander books, up through, you know, the most current one. So if you have any recommendations for a great book series or standalone, I really like fiction, especially well-written fiction. So I'm not into the court cases and the legal jargon and the stuff like that. I like a good plot twist, but I also just like a good story. So if you have any recommendations to send my way, please do. And see, some of the books I've enjoyed have been Remarkably Bright Creatures, loved that one. Vera Wang's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers was really fun. What was it called? The Tanner and Louise one I mentioned here, that one was fantastic. I really liked that. And then some of the YA books that I've enjoyed are Throne of Glass. I'm really liking this Spark of the Everflame one. Oh my gosh. The second one's called Muse of Nightmares. Oh, Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares by, I think it's Laini Taylor. So many books. I like so many books. I love fairy tale retellings. You just let me know what to read, because I use Libby a lot to read my books, and Hoopla. And what I can't find on there, I just get on Audible. So first up, I am stitching this one by Rebel Stitcher. It's called Disagree. I really appreciate this quote. I know we've been in a very stressful, divisive, agonizing week as a culture, where we have people on both sides of the arguments that are happening feeling very passionately about what they feel. So I was inspired to start this. Actually, it's been on my to stitch list for a while, but it says, we can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and right to exist. I am stitching this for a family member and their family, in kind of a colorway that they have approved of, and I'm actually really excited to do it. Now I never tell people when I make things for them, ever. But in this case, I wanted to make sure I was doing a colorway that they enjoyed. So let's see, what do I have here? I have my cutting mat, so that's not even gonna be super helpful. But maybe I can add a photo. I am stitching the words of this in this really cool colorway that I received in a Black Needle Society box. And the name of the floss maker is eluding me, and it's such a cool name. I'll pop it in the comments. But it is a series of floss that were named after some of the Fourth Wing influences. So what's really cool about this floss is like every single stitch is a different color. It's so variegated. It's this beautiful array of colors. And then the outsides will be done in various shades of blues and greens from Stash. So it's important to me to stitch this. I found a pin and made it into a needle minder. You can see it right here. It says, I'd rather be excluded for who I include than be included for who I exclude. The words are hard. It was a stressful week because I'm gonna go into a little bit of dire drama. If you wanna skip it, just fast forward like 1 minute and I'll be through it. But a situation occurred in a group that I followed for a dyer that I followed, where they did a fundraiser supporting an organization that I don't agree with. And so I asked if they had any alternatives available to donate to, and they did not. And so I said, you know what, that's okay. And I ended up donating to the Trevor Project, not as an exchange to get the fabric that they were dyeing, but just because I was like, you know what, I feel it. I see that this is important to you, so you're doing something about how you feel. These feelings are important to me, so I'm doing something about how I feel. It was a very respectful exchange until another stitcher commented on there in a way that was very like, I'm doing this for you. But they ended up donating to the first organization in my name, which I couldn't have been more clear that I disagreed with. So I was very hurt, and I really had to work through my feelings. I posted about it on Instagram. And ultimately I've just decided, and after having an exchange with that dyer as well, a private exchange that was very respectful and very clear, I just ended up deciding that my money that I spend does not need to go necessarily to support things I don't agree with. And so I won't be purchasing from that dyer anymore. This doesn't need to be a whole thing. The point is, I felt very incensed to start something to make a very clear statement about how I feel about the state of the world. And as a person with queer siblings and siblings with mental health issues and a personal background of various issues and children who are neurospicy, I felt very inspired to say something about it. So this is not a channel where I'm gonna get like super political or anything. Sometimes my Instagram, I will say what I believe a little more loudly, but I know that we're here to stitch together and we're here to enjoy this community. And I do have very dear friends that politically believe different things than I do, but they're still lovely humans who I couldn't respect more and I couldn't love more, and we learn and we grow from one another. I just don't want to financially support the things that I don't believe in. So that happened. I wasn't really going to talk about that, but here we are. So next, and that was more than 1 minute, so if you didn't skip far enough, sorry. I spent last weekend doing the Harvest Moon Hangout with Lindy Stitches. It was super fun. It was my second virtual event with them. I still haven't braved the whip speed dating. It's not that I'm nervous to, it's that my stitching space is out here in the living room, and so I'm constantly surrounded by noise. And I didn't want to be disrespectful to another person and just have kids and chaos going on in the background. So I didn't do the whip speed dating, but I really enjoyed the talks with the designers. We had Amy from Lola Crow was on there. I was floored to hear that she doesn't feel like she has a formal training in any kind of artistic background because she's such an incredible artist. And sharing her art with us so that we can recreate it, I think is just a talent, unbelievable talent. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the chat with Stitch Crypt. I enjoyed the chat with, what was the first one? My brain is gone today, guys. I'm so sorry. Well, I enjoyed the designer talks, but I was blown away by the chat with the dyer for Gloriana Silks. She was so full of information and knowledge that I would sign up for like a weekend seminar just to hear her talk about our medium, our art, what affects it, the science that goes behind dyeing various, silks, but also she went into cotton and how to use it on different types of fabric and with different needles, and why we do the things we do and why things have the sheen that they do. And oh my gosh, it was just a wealth of information. The cool thing about that Lindy Stitches event, or I think all of her events, is all of those videos are still online for 30 days after the event. So I fully plan on watching that video like 3 or 4 times. It was so cool. Loved that. I did pick up some fabric, and that's gonna segue to what I really want to talk to you guys about today. I picked up the exclusive, which I'll put a video up, probably easier to see it than if I just talk over this. But the event exclusive was this sepia sorcery, or it might be sepia sorcery. I've never known the name of that. I picked it up in 36 count linen. I got a really cool piece, you guys. It's like spooky. Like this is gonna be a really good Halloween piece. That's pretty accurate representation of the colors. Sometimes they don't always show up exactly the way I want them to. But this was dyed by Fiberlicious. And Gwen from Fiberlicious is such a master of color. I'm always impressed with the combinations and the quality that I receive from her. And that's what I want to talk about next. So I did see these floating around Instagram, and I was tempted to hit that buy button, and I was tempted and I was tempted. And then they were in the shop at Harvest Moon Hangout, so the temptation won. And I picked up, this is the Seer's Vision by Fiberlicious, and it is hand gold dusted. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's such like a nighttime scene. I don't know what I'm gonna stitch on this. I have a fat quarter here, but obviously it's see-through if I do it like that. Like some kind of a snowy cabin night scene, or some shipwreck on the ocean. I don't even know. Like you can do so many things with that fabric. It's just so cool. And then also picked up this Twilight Prophecy, which is like a plum color. And again, it has that hand-painted gold dusting on it, which I'm really excited to work with. I've never seen anything quite like that. I picked up, what else did I pick up? Oh, we also got the Gloriana Silk Pack. And massive thanks to my bestie, who I was at an appointment and couldn't figure out how to access the store from my phone. And so she was at home on her computer, and she bought a couple of things for me that I was really looking forward to, as well as what she wanted for herself. So Fiberlicious is a company that I am pretty familiar with, but not one that I've shopped a lot from until recently. I did buy the silk pack here to do the Star Spangled Banner by Northern Expressions Needlework. However, when I first heard of it was when this one came out, and this is the, there's no words today, Peacock band sampler. I ended up doing it in DMC because I was like, meh, DMC, it's cheaper. There's not a lot of difference between silk and DMC, whatever. I was a very new stitcher at the time to these projects. However, as I stitched it up with other people who were also working on it with the silks that were called for, I really was green with envy because I wished so badly that I did the silks because the colors were just stunning. Very happy with how this turned out, but I think it would be even nicer if I had used Gwen's silk pack for that. So that is why I did it for this one. And the results really, if you look closely at it, are just beautiful. So when I went to kit up the Phoenix band sampler, which is, I think it's a little bit newer, and I haven't stitched a whole lot on it yet. I just started in May. I did buy the silk pack, and the silk pack is beautiful. I'm gonna enter some photos here and some video. Maybe I'll just talk over it because I really want you to be able to see the colors and the sheen of these beautiful silks. So if you haven't seen it yet, this is the pattern. This is the specialty stitch version. I believe she has a full cross stitch version as well. But this is the sister piece. If I hold it side by side, you can see. This is the sister piece to this Phoenix, to the other one. There are no words today. I'm really sorry about that. Peacock band sampler. So I am stitching this one up on 32 count Mothman by Lapin Loops. It's a linen. And when I received my silk pack, I was surprised because the variegated floss that was the color Phoenix in the photo was much more blended in person. So I started stitching with it. This color, the colorway Phoenix, is used in every band of this piece. And there wasn't a lot of contrast between it and the secondary color in each band. And so I reached out into the group and I was like, hey, did anybody else get this silk pack? This isn't quite what I was expecting. Maybe I'm just like totally off here, but I thought it was a lot more stripy, like much more contrast. So Gwen actually messaged me herself and was like, hey, we originally did design it to be more contrasted, but some of the feedback we got from stitchers basically said they preferred the more blended look. However, I can send you some of the other version if you would like. And I was like, oh my gosh, that'd be great. Like, I'd love to buy however many, 5 skeins of it, however many I needed. That would be perfect. And she was like, okay, here's your choice. And she literally showed me the 2 hanks of silk that she had and was like, which one do you prefer? And I was like, holy cow, no way. These are so pretty. So I picked the one and then she's like, great, I'll send it out to you. And I said, okay, how much do I owe you? And she was like, not a dime, absolutely nothing. And I was like, you have to be kidding me. Like not only is this stuff not cheap, but it's silk, so it's really not cheap. And she insisted. And so I was like, fine. So I went on her website and signed up for her Fabric of the Month Club, as well as made a couple of purchases and was like, you're gonna give me stuff for free? I'm gonna go shopping in your store. So when it arrived, I was absolutely just like thrilled with the variegation. I'm really excited to work with it. I haven't picked up this piece since May, but now that I'm talking about it, I'm like itching to work on it. So as soon as I get through my autumn lineup, I'm gonna jump into this one. I'm excited to see how it comes together. So some of the fabrics of the month that I have gotten, and I'll put in some little videos I took of them. I think these are 2 of the, if they're not the most recent, they're pretty recent. But this one is Ember Cloud, and it's beautiful. And this one is Autumn Eclipse, similarly beautiful. I'll put up some videos so you can see the variegation a little better. But I am just so thrilled with this dyer. She really went above and beyond to make sure that I was happy with the product. And then on top of that, she consistently delivers beautiful product. The shipping is always really fast. And I just wanted to say thank you so much to her and give her a massive shout out, because when we have to order things online, because we live 2 hours south of humanity, you kind of get what you get and you don't throw a fit. And so I don't usually say much. If something doesn't turn out the way I expected it to, I will either make do, I will pull something from stash, I maybe just put it away for a while and forget about it until I do have a chance to go shopping in person. And so for her to go above and beyond and reach out was just really special, and I just really appreciate that. So wanted to say thank you for that. Now I don't want to put it away. I want to work on it, you guys. This is all I've done so far. And in fact, these I need to take out because this was the original that is not super variegated. This is actually 2 different colors in here and they look like one. Had I continued, it wouldn't quite look like one, but very close. It's just so pretty. I really want to work on it. I don't want to put that away. Okay. That's pretty much all I have for today. I have been working on that Haid. I have worked on my Mira Monday. I'll put some photos up on my Instagram and maybe post on here too. I'm still figuring that one out. I really need to catch up on FlossTube. I have had very, very little kid-free time where I can sit and watch my things and not be super distracted, or listen to a book. And so pretty much I've been getting to the end of my day. Everyone goes to bed. I start stitching and I listen to my book, or I've been watching Desperate Housewives. That's really fun. I'm in the last season now. But that's like mama's time. And so I just really haven't had a lot of time to catch up. So I really appreciate if you are watching along, and if you have been enjoying my videos. I've been really enjoying making them. I felt really guilty. I was like, I'm gonna post every week. And then I went, it's been like 3 weeks. So thank you for coming back, if you did come back. Next time I'm hoping to have some really exciting stuff to share. I have a big personal milestone coming up, and I would like to celebrate that through cross stitch and through my cross stitch community, even though it really has absolutely nothing to do with cross stitch. So stick around for that one. Should be the next update. Fingers crossed. If not, it'll be pretty soon. And I should have more to share with you, because I'm going to make some progress on this Haid and send it back to its mama. And then I will be working on other things, as well as my September finishes. I still have 4 autumn projects that I haven't worked on yet to work on. And then I think I have 8 empty envelopes that I can do new starts with in October. I'm trying to get up to 10. It just might not happen, because I just don't want to put this Haid down. Turns out I like full coverage. I did not think I would. So that's it for me. I hope you guys all take care. I'll throw in some photos at the end of this video for some of the whips that I've been working on. I may include a little photo of the Haid. I'll make sure that it's okay with its owner first. That's it. You guys take care. Happy stitching, and be nice to each other. Be nice to each other. That's what I'm going to say today. Have fun, guys. Bye-bye.